Welcome back to Rabid Noise. Joining me on the program now is Mikael from Dark Tranquillity. How you going, man?
Hey, man. I'm awesome. From snowy Cleveland, Ohio.
Awesome, man. Well, it's good to hear you're doing all right. Well, you guys haven't toured here since 2006, and when the tour got announced, my Facebook feed was filled with people I know excited that you guys were heading back down our way again. Your fans have definitely missed you. Why has it been so long since we've seen you guys?
I honestly don't know, and I feel really sorry about it because we had such an amazing time last time, and we have been trying to book it a couple of times, but it has fallen through or kind of just didn't happen for different reasons. I don't know. Like sometimes it's hard with timing, and also financial side of it is kind of difficult as well. So it's just been tough, and so I'm really sorry, but we're going to hopefully make up for it this time around.
I think it's definitely going to be one hell of a tour. There's so many people, as I said, excited to see you guys, and especially with your last album, Construct, which was one of my favourite releases of last year, with my personal favourite track being Uniformity. Such a great album, man. Cool. I heard that this album was written during quite a challenging time for the band. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. Like we were just kind of lost for as to what to do next. Where the Void was really, really difficult to write. Took a lot of time, and we couldn't really face the fact of going back and doing that again. Like struggling to write new music, and so we just kept touring instead, and didn't really. We chose not to face the problem we were dealing with, and we couldn't really even talk about it. It was just difficult, we felt no inspiration, we didn't know how to start the album or what direction to go. So it took a lot of time, but then once we actually decided to work in a different way, to kind of work in small groups instead of all of us at the same time, make it less democratic in a way. Things started happening, We had all this material, we just didn't know what to do with it. But all of a sudden, like, working in the studio, just recording demos and trying out different ideas, different approaches to songs, it kind of opened up new possibilities, and it became this really, really creative vibe, and all of a sudden, like, things started happening, and all of a sudden we had an album, and it felt fantastic, and it was cool to work in such a different way.
Yeah, it sounds like by the outcome, it was pretty inspiring, to change things up a little bit, because, as I said, the album's phenomenal, and do you think sometimes it does take a bit of a struggle to get the end result?
Absolutely. I think it should always be a struggle. If it becomes too easy, then it's probably not good enough, because, of course, we could have just taken the easy route and just written a few fast, catchy songs, and that would be that, it would be fine, but it wouldn't feel good, It has to be something that you struggle with, or that you feel really, really strongly about. Otherwise, what's the point, So I'm really, I remember the feeling once we kind of could sit back in the studio and actually listen to what we've done, that we felt such a weight lifted off of our shoulders, and we were immensely proud of it, and it just felt so good, and we kind of looked at each other and went like, holy shit, we actually pulled it off, we did it, because there was definitely a time where we felt like, who knows, how is this going to work? This could take another year or 2 years or so, something before we even get started, but once we did, it happened. It was awesome.
Awesome, man. Well, when it comes to writing lyrics, do you find that you have to prepare yourself in a certain way mentally or emotionally to write for Dark Tranquillity?
I guess so. At least I have to get inspired somehow, and normally that comes from the music itself, I get the songs and I listen to it over and over and over again until I kind of find a vibe and a feel that I like and that feels good. And but this time around, I think there was a lot of personal stuff that I needed to deal with, and that kind of became the focus of the entire album, and just consumed me, and it was really, really difficult to write. And hated the process pretty much, but at the same time it felt good. And once I kind of finished it all, I could kind of put it behind me, and now I feel so much better. But it's constantly a struggle. It should be, you know. It feels good to be angry and frustrated and sad and all that stuff, but when you're in the vocal booth screaming your lungs out, you know.
Oh, for sure. That's awesome. Well, you not only have an amazing growl, but you've also got an amazing, clean singing voice as well. Do you find it difficult switching between the two when you're singing live?
No, it's not that bad. I mean, sure, there'll be days when you can't hear yourself and stuff like that. It's up to, you know, like the sound engineers and stuff like that to fix that. But sometimes, no, it's normally not a big deal. I'm okay with it, you know. Sure, I've been on the store. I've been kind of under the weather and kind of having a bad cold. So it's been kind of tough a couple of days, but I think I'm over it now. I said with a cough, but no, so that it's normally not a problem. Actually, it's fun to change things up a little bit.
Well, it definitely sounds awesome. That's one thing I love about your voice is, you know, how you can switch between the two and make it sound so seamless. Because especially for, you know, night after night, it can, you know, I guess your voice gets to a certain point where it doesn't feel it anymore. Is that right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, you build up a certain technique and a certain, I guess, a muscle or whatever that you just switch on and off, and it just works. But of course, it takes some maintenance. I do need to warm up and take care of myself and go to bed early and shut the fuck up normally during the days, stuff like that. You know, just to kind of maintain it. But it's been all right. This last tour, we've done almost 100 shows now, and it's been fine every day.
When it comes to the mixing for the Construct, you enlisted the legendary Jens Bongren. What was it about his work that got you interested in working with him for this album?
Well, I just loved his kind of hi-fi approach. Like, I think it was when I heard, like, Opeth work with him on, what's it called? And then I think the album that really caught me was Paradise Lost by Symphony X. I just love how that sounded, and it was like, holy shit, this is awesome. And then everything I listened to that he's done, like, including some Devin Townsend projects and stuff like that, and it's such a geeky way of mixing metal, I thought, and that I really loved. And then we met and we geeked out about speakers and stereo systems and stuff like that, and it just felt really right, you know. And I think he did an amazing job. This is the best sounding album we've ever done, without a doubt. Oh,
for sure. Would you work with him again?
Yeah, I hope so. If he wants us, we'll have it.
That's cool, man. Well, he definitely did an amazing job, because that's the first thing I noticed was how crisp and full it sounds. He did such a damn good job with that mix. It sounds awesome.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, and he effortlessly mixed keyboards together with heavy guitars and everything like that to make it kind of do organic and cool.
But sometimes isn't the easiest thing to blend, you know? You know what I mean?
No, exactly. Yeah, for sure. And I think that's something that I kind of felt that he could definitely do, you know, to kind of integrate. And I think he did better than anyone. Because, yeah, it has been tough, especially in the beginning when we recorded in Studio Fremen and stuff like that. It's like, it's hard to kind of get through, you know, heavy guitars and all the drums and all that screaming, you know. So it's definitely a challenge, but he's definitely up to it.
When it comes to your own personal musical influences, what would you say has been your biggest inspiration?
I think in the beginning, when we started the band, it was Creator and Sabat from England. Like, those were the two main influences, like, in terms of vocal style and lyrics. So that's how I kind of, like, I wanted the aggression and anger and frustration of Mille Petrossi from Creator with the kind of highfalutin lyrics of Martin Valkyrie from Sabat. Those were hugely influential to me, and since then I think I, you know, of course, discovered a lot of other things, but I guess something I always come back to is Rush. You know, Nev Pearce's lyrics are hugely inspirational to me, and it's like whenever I'm stuck writing, I go like, what would Neil do? I find my way again.
So after this tour, what's next for Dark Tranquillity?
It's just more touring, actually. Like, we're wrapping up this U.S. tour now in 3 weeks. We're going to be home for a couple of days, then we start in China, and then we do Japan, and then we come to Australia, and we do Israel and Tunisia and Turkey and stuff like that. And then we'll be home in April, sometimes like that, and then we do summer festivals. We do another U.S. tour after the summer, and a European tour in the winter, and then all of a sudden it's New Year's all over again. So it's going to be a busy year of just touring. Then we'll see if we get to squeeze in some songwriting after that.
Well, it sounds like you got a pretty full-on year ahead. So, which is pretty exciting. I mean, it definitely beat going to a day job, that's for sure. So, it must be an amazing feeling to tour the world and meet all your fans and just be creative.
Yeah, I mean, it is the greatest. Sometimes you forget that you should appreciate it more. After 3 weeks of on a tour bus, but it is awesome. We really, really enjoy it. I had a blast on this tour so far. We started out in South America, and then we did this cruise in the Caribbean and played metal there, and then American tour. So now all of a sudden we're knee deep in snow and cold around here, and so it's big changes, and we've seen a lot this year already.
Oh, well, it sounds like you're having an absolute blast. Have you got any words for your fans down here in Australia?
Well, I'm just sorry we haven't made it back in 9 years, whatever, but hopefully we can make it up to you this time around. We're going to come there and we're going to deliver, and we're going to play as long as you want, as many songs as you need.
Awesome. Well, we're going to go to the track Uniformity off Construct now. Thanks so much for taking the time to be on the show tonight, Michael, and we'll see you in Brisbane on the 28th of March.
Oh, perfect. See you then, man. Cheers.